Heyo, and welcome to episode 130 of True to Size.
What's going on, everyone, and welcome to True to Size. We are a weekly podcast centered around the wild world of sneakers. I will be your host today. My name is Lawrence Hopkins, and I am joined by the rest of the team at Canada Got Soul, Mr. Joel Hernandez.
Yo, yo, yo.
Mr. Alvin Martinez.
Yo, yo, yo.
And, are you guys ready?
Are we ready?
Ask him to paint on any surface, because he's already done it. A superstar asked him for a sneaker custom, and he said, let's run it, run it.
Okay.
He's got the same name as the GOAT, but doesn't wear number 23. Say what up to Jordan, another homie from out in Calgary.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Jordan, JBo, thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, man.
We appreciate you reaching out. We would have never, unfortunately, even seen the work you had done, so it's awesome that we were able to make this connection. We really appreciate it. For anybody listening, the guest we have on today is different than we usually have. So he's not self-proclaimed non-sneakerhead.
Man. Yeah, let's just break the ice right now. I'm not a sneakerhead. I don't know too much about it, but I do paint them. I kind of paint everything, so that's my connection with sneakers, is that I'm a painter, and that got me into painting shoes.
That's what's up, man.
Nice.
That's why I'm here.
Excellent. Yeah, there is a reason. We didn't just pick a guy. We didn't do like a random drawing. There is a reason.
Yeah. I was walking by.
Yeah. Hey, you want to go on the podcast?
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, as he mentioned, super into art, painting, paints literally everything. Started painting sneakers, and we'll get to a little bit later because I don't want to ruin the surprise. But he's painted a sneaker for someone that everyone is familiar with. So we will get to that a little bit later in the show. We do have a fun show this week with some great news coming out of the women's basketball world. We've also got an EEE from a heavy-duty friend of the show who seems to be coming at my neck a little bit, so we might have to square up. And we're also excited because Jordan is our first ever customizer.
First ever
that we've had on the show, which is really cool. So we got lots of stuff to ask him about. And as we mentioned, he recently did a pair of sneakers for someone every single person listening knows. So you're going to want to hear the story about this. But first, Joel.
Whoosh. Fire round.
Yes, the fire round. We like to start every show with a quick hitting question from you, our listeners. And this week's question comes from a non-listener, but a participant. And that participant is Mr. Q-Mart, Alvin Quincy Martinez, sitting to my front, your listeners to your back. And this question was specifically catered so we could get Jordan in on the fun, because if it was super sneaker related, then he would have no idea what we were talking about. But Alvin wants to know, if you could make your own Versus shoe, we're still going to keep teasing to the end of the show. We're not going to tell you what we're talking about with Jordan until the very end. If you could create your own Versus shoe, what would you make? So a left and a right, about two combatants, or two foes, or two enemies, maybe two friends. It could be friends, right? Yeah. What would you do? So we're going to have to start with Alvin because he submitted the question. Alvin, what would you do?
I think I would do a Ryu versus Ken Street Fighter one. Possibly on like a Chuck. Because then I would ask the customizer, aka JBo, to kind of fray the canvas like it would be on like their costumes and stuff. And then after that, like he could do whatever the hell he wanted. Because
I might actually steal that because someone's asking me about some rights.
Yo, please do.
Man.
I would love to see how you just curate that, because your work is just
insane.
Show me, bro.
It's
I
crazy.
Thank you.
Let's let Joel go next. You got a Versus shoe to make. Who are you choosing?
DMX and Snoop.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know. I'd probably do like something like elemental, like natural, like stuff like that. Maybe do like a sun and moon kind of thing, like lunar and like, solar kind of thing. And have the fellow JBo. Yeah, exactly. Hit it up and like
day
light it up.
Night.
Yeah, man. Day versus night, and cool. And like, throw in like some glow in the dark in there, or like some 3M, like you know what I mean. Just let JBo go at it.
Let JBo go for it.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah,
while you guys were talking, now that we're getting kind of like, I like that you went away from the typical combatants. So Alvin did the more typical combatants. You did even something different, and I got something even more crazy now that you're talking about it.
What'd you get?
For me, we're gonna do Nike and Adidas. You're gonna have an all-white Nike Dunk and an all-white Superstar. But you're gonna dress the Dunk like a Superstar, and you're gonna dress the Superstar like a Dunk.
Wow,
that's cool.
So you're gonna paint a swoosh down the side of the Superstar. You're gonna have the blocking like it would be on a Dunk, and then you're gonna do the 3 stripes on the Dunk down the side, like airbrush it over the swoosh.
Right
now we're talking.
Crazy.
Three swooshes on a high angle.
Ooh, look at this guy.
This is why we have the artist here. We have the ideas, the rough ideas in our mind, and he makes them come to life.
That's usually how it happens, actually.
All right, Jordan, what do you got? You give us a versus style sneaker that you would make.
Well, it's maybe not as wild as you guys are talking. I'm thinking Alien versus Predator.
Nice.
I'm going literal with it, and I like any Geiger art, so I think Alien and Predator would be super dope.
Dude.
Damn,
Oh man,
AVP. I like that one.
Mm-hmm. That'd be crazy.
Super. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. Damn. That was a fun question, Alvin. Good job.
Yeah,
if you would like to submit a question for the fire round and have us answer it on the pod, please shoot us a message on Instagram or email us at canadagotsoul@gmail.com. Next up, the CGS picks. Each week, we all pick an upcoming sneaker to analyze, dissect, and give our thoughts on. Then we decide if it's poop, scoop, whoop-de-whoop, or Alvin's trademark phrase.
super cute.
And for no reason other than because I want to, I'm going to go first this week. And my pick is the upcoming, it's rumored, but I'm looking at official images, so I don't know what that means. What the Air Jordan 5. So this is coming fresh off of the top 3 Jordan 5, which came out a couple months ago. And this is also another mismatched sneaker, as we're talking to somebody on the pod who just did a mismatched sneaker. So I thought it was very fitting. So the thing that both of these guys shook their head when I told them my pick. The thing that I think is cool about these is they went with a bunch of non-OG colorways on the Jordan 5, and these are actually a lot better than the top 3 Jordan 5, which were kind of poo-poo. These are like a real classic what the. You've got the really bold blocking, you've got like even mismatched branding with the T23 and the Shanghai Shen on contrasting left and right. It looks like they used like a ton of really good shoes. Like you've got like Toro Bravo, Quay 54 on the outsole, Green Bean Tongue, Tokyo on the upper of the other one. I think Fresh Prince outsole, maybe Olive on the tongue of the other one. It looks like it might be Dark Cinder on the lining of that one. I don't know if I'm missing anything. But overall, like it's growing on me. Although both of you guys shook your head, it's growing on me a lot. It's a really cool looking shoe. It definitely looks like a JBo special for sure. It looks like this was dreamed up in someone's art studio because it's very outlandish. But to me, I think it works. I'm gonna call them just cute for now. But stay tuned because they may be added. I think it's a welcome addition to the What the line. I think they did a half decent job on this one, as crazy as it is. Joel, what do you got?
Okay, so what I got is the let's see, let me bring it up. It's the A6 Ronnie Feig?
It's Feig.
Ronnie Feig Gel Light 3 Yoshino Rose. I just found out that it's one of the 3 that are dropping earlier. So but this one here, it's the Gel Light 3 with it's like a white mesh upper with a gray suede, I guess like outer upper as well. It's got the rose strikes, the A6 strikes on it, done in the rose. The materials look crazy. Classic Ronnie Feig materials.
It's a tough word.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like with Sean Wotherspoon dropping the Atmos, Gel Light 3s, and then Ronnie coming back with the Kith hit of the Gel. It looks like the runners are probably going to come back.
Oh, yeah.
The Gel Light 3s, another resurgence of the Gel Light 3s.
A6 is back.
So, yeah, like I said, it's one of the 3 that are dropping. This one's pretty cool though, because as opposed to the other white one that they have as well, that's coming out of the pack, because this one's got like on the split tongue, you got the Feig, the name done in like the A6 font,
the
kind of thing,
cursive
it's embroidered on the tongue as on the tongue. So it's a nice hit. It's a nice like detail. But yeah, like it's a very clean shoe, predominantly upper shoe. But yeah, you gotta take a look at it online, on Ronnie Feig's Instagram. You can see it on there as well. But yeah, one of the top 3 that are dropping. So super cute.
Just a super cute.
Super cute for me. Because I doubt I'll probably get my hands on these. They're probably gonna sell out super quick.
Yeah, super
as well.
Super cute, super quick.
Just as super cute as they are. So yeah, man.
I forgot to ask JBo after my pick. So as I mentioned, he just designed a very infamous now mismatched shoe, JBo, and my pick was also a mismatched shoe. Would you, a non-sneakerhead, self-proclaimed, wear mismatched sneakers like that? Is that your style?
It's probably not my style. I'm not really like a bold guy with like crazy colors and so. My brother's like that. He's like super styling. I like mostly wear sweatpants. I don't know.
Hey, cozy, man.
Hey, cozy, bro.
Yeah, I am cozy, man. I don't know. I like them. Like I like to design that way, and I like to work that way with like crazy bold colors. But I think for me, I just wear like black skate shoes and.
That's awesome.
That's it, bro.
I'm like boring. I'm boring that way.
No, not boring. Not boring. Nobody's boring. We're just all different.
Yeah.
Alvin, what's your pick this week?
I have the leak of the rumored Packers. So Packers is a sneaker store, and they did a collabo, or they're going to do a collabo apparently with New Balance on the 992. So the 992 this year, if you guys haven't seen, is kind of the silhouette for New Balance that they're trying to bring out / kill. They've only shown pictures of the toe box, and from what I've seen, I feel like it might have like Mars Yard, like vibes. Tom Sachs vibes. So it might be that color, and then the N may or may not be outlined in red, or may be red. Who knows?
That's a shot if it is.
But I mean, the 992 is a dope shoe, so. I can't wait to see the full shoe. I may not cop these because of the price of the 992. They tend to be up there.
Yeah, it's up there, man.
So these
What's
are going to be
retail on them, like usually $250 Canadian or more.
$250, $260. So it's not cheap, but it's definitely a dope shoe. But these are going to be a maybe.
He just created his own category.
Super maybe.
So those are $260 retail Canadian. Jordan, what's the most you would spend on a pair of sneakers?
$100.
That's what I like to hear, bro.
I don't think so. No.
I love it.
Not like that's standardly what it's been, but I'm kind of like, as I've been working on them and checking out more shoes, I feel like I might get introduced into this world. We'll see.
That's how it starts.
Yeah, and even just going on like the Nike store and sort of like the shoes, we won't get into it yet, but the ones I picked, I needed them all white canvas, so the only way I could do it was to customize them on the store. So, like, just playing around with the customizer, I was like, "Oh,
geez, that's cool, man!
Nice.
Damn. This is how it starts, man. It just starts with the minor interest. Oh, those are kind of neat.
Yeah.
I heard those guys talk about it on the podcast when I was on there.
These will match my sweatpants nicely.
I've got a gray pair of sweatpants that those will look real snazzy with.
Customizing is like the gateway.
It's true.
It's the gateway drug.
That's it, man.
That's what it is.
You have no idea what you're getting into. Good luck. We'll talk to you again in 5 years, and you're going to be sitting in front of
like shoe boxes behind you and everything.
Yeah. Probably a room full of shoe boxes.
Next up, this week in Kicks. This is the part of the show where we discuss the current headlines and happenings in the world of sneakers. And just one real nice news story to cover this week, as we alluded to earlier. So Under Armour is jumping into the WNBA. So this is really cool. Yesterday, Under Armour announced that they've signed 3 rookies. Bella Aleri, I'm going to pronounce them wrong, I apologize to them. Tyasha or Ty Harris of the Dallas Wings, and Kayla Charles of the Connecticut Sun. First of all, the Dallas Wings is an awesome name for a basketball team. I really like that. So each of them has been signed to multi-year deals, which is really cool. It's not a one and done. And they're also going to be taking in the court in Under Armour's first basketball sneaker created specifically for women.
Nice.
And they're nice.
And they are cool. Yeah, it's called the Hover Breakthrough.
They're nice.
Which is a really cool name.
Super nice.
Really cool shoe. Yeah, so I don't think in recent memory, can't think of a women's specific basketball shoe from any brand, really.
I think colorways might have been made.
Yeah,
for teams,
but not a model.
Specific. Yeah.
But like the swoops, Cheryl swoops.
Oh yeah,
true.
Yeah, you're right.
They made those for.
But it's not often, and it's kind of surprising because there's a ton of women hoopers, and it's naive to think that a man's foot and a woman's foot is the same or comparable in any way. So you would think that there would be a whole line of women's basketball shoes. You'd make a killing if you invested some money into that. It seems like Under Armour's well on their way. Kudos to our friends at Under Armour because that's awesome news. The WNBA does not get enough credit. It's really good basketball. So if you're listening to this, I think it's coming back soon as well. So definitely tune in and watch for those 3 young rookies in their UA sneakers. Next up, previously in Kicks, this is the part of the show where we review our latest pickups and recap the latest happenings in our sneaker lives. So I had like a really, really, really busy week, but none of it's here yet. It's probably all going to show up on like Monday, Tuesday. But something did show up today, and it was the Kith Looney Tunes dad hat, the one where it's got like the That's All Folks circle, and it's got Kith in the Looney Tunes font. That was sent over by he who would like to not be named, but if you're listening to this, thank you very much. That was a very generous gift.
You're a beautiful man.
And tune in next week because there may be a really long segment, like a Sean Go length segment of pickups for me next week. Alvin, I think you had a couple things this week, no? I think you had an AliExpress delivery. So
yeah, that. So the AliExpress delivery that I ordered 40 days ago is now here, and I ordered those IKEA-ish like shoe forms to just help form the shoes properly when they're in the box. They came in a 10-pack, and it cost me like $48-ish for all 10. After everything. That's shipped, no duties. And it said that if it didn't arrive within 90 days, that I would get my money back.
Oh. So you wanted it to take longer.
But it arrived in 40 days, so I'm good. It took about half the time.
That's not bad.
And I may order more just because, like, you know.
Because you want to get them for free. You want it to, like, how long can COVID delay it next time? It's like pizza. You just keep ordering pizza and it takes longer than 40 minutes at some point, right?
Yeah, at some point. That's it.
But yeah, your review on them is, because you bought some from Amazon as well, right?
They're the exact same. Oh. So the Amazon ones were like 5 for $30, which, you know, $6 each.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's not bad, but like, you know, I'll wait the 40 days to save some money.
Save $1 each.
Yeah.
Money ain't cheap these days.
Too. Even just for customizing, those are nice.
Those will help a lot. Yeah, for sure, bro.
Yeah, I stuff them with like
towels and
I always see everyone having those, and I'm like, I should just get.
I'll send you the link, bro.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
we got you.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I'm in.
Joel, any pickups this week?
That's a negative, sir.
That was the most confident answer he's ever given. Jordan, any pickups, sneakers or otherwise, in the last little while? Any big?
Same answer, man. Same answer.
No big airbrush pickups or big purchase, big Costco runs, or you know, like a inflatable pool. Those are big these days.
Oh man, wow. Actually, pretty close. I got an inflatable like dinghy for floating down the river.
Oh, there you go.
There you go, man. Been floating. It's hot out.
Yeah, bro. Good purchase.
Keep your distance while you're cruising down the river.
That's pretty sweet. We don't have rivers here, so.
Oh, really?
We got Lake Ontario, and you don't want to go anywhere near that with anything inflatable.
Yeah, our rivers smell.
Yeah.
Your rivers turn into like Fiji water, and then we pay to buy it and drink it. Ours are like the other end of it.
Bottle it up. Yeah.
Well, they start out Fiji water anyway.
Yeah.
Cross through towns, and it's not the same.
At some point, they were Fiji water.
Yeah.
Next up, thumbs up, thumbs down in this part of the show. We give our opinion on various sneaker-related topics with zero context or discussion. All we're allowed to say is thumbs up or thumbs down. And this one's interesting, and it's kind of been a thing for me for a while, and I never realized it until I actually thought about it. Do you guys remember, like, it was a while ago now, the Bape Undefeated Adidas collaboration?
Yes.
It was Bape and Undefeated on Adidas.
Yeah.
I want to know, because it happens quite a bit, you know, they do, like, multi-collabs, double collab sneakers. They, like, Bape does them often. Like, how do you guys feel about thumbs up, thumbs down?
Down? I don't know. I'm indifferent, but yeah, I'm gonna go down.
Joel,
I'll probably say up.
I'm gonna go thumbs down.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume also that JBo has no idea what we're even talking about. So,
no, double collab. I
Okay.
get that part. I'm going thumbs up.
oh, okay, we'll take that for sure.
I can't elaborate. I
You
guess,
can't
but-
elaborate. No,
can't elaborate.
Yeah. Which may be for the best. Next up, NSR. JBo can definitely participate in this. Not sneaker related. We talk about sneakers a lot, so in this weekly segment, we're going to take 30 seconds out of the show to discuss something completely irrelevant from the world of sneakers. And we all have a significant other in some way or another. Much to their chagrin, most times, I'm sure. But I want to know, what's something or the one thing that you do that your significant other hates?
Oh man.
Time to it, and you got to pick just one, unfortunately.
So
I gotta-
many.
Alvin, since you got a few, you can give me at least one.
Apparently,
Allegedly.
I leave the cupboard doors open in the kitchen. Allegedly. And apparently happens fairly often.
Has yet to be proven in the court of law.
So it's alleged. But
Alleged.
that's one of the many.
That does sound annoying. I'd probably hate you too. Something that I do that I don't know where it came from, but I've apparently been doing it my entire life and just never had been called out on it until my girlfriend now, Jill. Like, anytime I get something in my mouth, I like spit. I go like,
Yeah, you do that, bro.
so like, and it's just like a really over dramatic reaction to something. I feel like a lot of people do that, but like, if we're like, I'm hugging her or like whatever, like even if she's just beside me and like, I get like a hair of hers in my mouth or something, I'll go like, and she's like, don't spit out my hair. It's disgusting. Yeah. It's just like a natural, like anytime something goes near my mouth, I go,
Yeah.
and I don't know why I do that, but she hates
It's a Lawrence thing.
She
It's
just,
fine.
I didn't even know it was a thing, but yes, that's just something I do.
That's crazy.
Joel, what about you?
Allegedly, I ask Mare to scratch my back so many times when I don't. Allegedly,
Just one time a week.
and when I do, it's like, you know, she's scratching for like so long. So
But allegedly.
allegedly,
It's not true,
But
though.
it's
It
not
doesn't
true.
actually happen.
Yeah.
That one's really tamed. I feel like mine and Alvin is actually something that they actually dislike.
Yeah.
JBo, I don't know if she's in the room or not, but what's something
No.
that... Okay, perfect. So it's still allegedly then, until proven.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. I'm perfect, guys.
Yeah.
I want a funny answer. Remember that? I think that like I just work too much, man. I'm just like, she's just like, let's go do this because she's like a fitness instructor. So right now she's not working a lot, but even when she does, it's like a few hours here and a few hours there. So she's always like, oh, it's sunny out. Let's go to like Cochrane. Let's go do this, you know? And I'm like, I gotta work, man. I gotta work. So that maybe, or probably like lots of other things. The standard guy things.
The standard
I'm sure I
stuff.
can do 'em all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, working too much is a good problem to have, all right? There's a lot of people who are not working enough right now. So just a reminder of that.
That's a good point.
Just tell her to listen back to this, and we'll let her know. Don't worry. We'll reiterate it enough through the show. Next up, errors, edits, and e-messages. We're pretty smart guys, but from time to time we make mistakes. So if you catch us slipping, hit us in the DM, and we'll let the world know that we goofed. So we got two this week, both from very familiar faces and voices and people. First one, Uncle Scott, S. Collard 23.
Scott
He
Shot.
says, Hey boys, how's the weather? It's beautiful in Montreal right now. So glad you added weather talk to the pod. Apparently they do that all the time on the Sneaker Podcast.
They do.
Said, they're definitely running out of content over there at the Sneaker Podcast. They start every week with the weather. Like I have CP24 and the Weather Network for that. I don't need my sneaker content mixed with that. But anyways, he says also MJ broke his foot 3 games into his second season, not his rookie season. So that was my mistake. He also says, L Doggy, nasty tone or not, I'm happy you finally learned that there's no such thing as cement print. You're welcome. Keep growing and learning. The more you know. Rainbow emoji, star emoji, love Uncle Scott. I first of all have not conceded that cement print is not a print, because cement print is a print. And to prove it, I have a guest here in JBo who is an artist who paints. And I want to know. So I'm sure you just if I say cement print,
okay,
what does that sound like to you? If you had to paint cement print, what would it look like?
Sure, I think it would be like the texture of concrete on something.
Color-wise, what are you thinking?
Color-wise, like grays, I don't know.
Gray with maybe like a speckle, like a black speckle. Yeah. Okay, so that does sound like yep.
So like a granite, like a stone, kind of like you do speckled, like that.
Yeah,
is that what you're talking about?
Perfect. Sure. Thank you very much.
I think if someone asked me to do anything texturally, to be the same as if there's cheetah print, I'm on your side. I think it could be a thing.
Excellent. So essentially what we're talking about is there's a print, I'm going to call it a print, that appears on a very infamous Jordan, the Jordan 4, the white cement 4. So the conversation that is ongoing, will probably go on to the end of time with Uncle Scott here, is that the gray on the color code of the box for the print, we're going to call it, is cement gray. So the gray is being called cement gray, but the print itself, which is the cement gray speckled with the black, is often referred to as cement print. He argues that it's not cement print, it's just describing the gray. I argue that print, the gray with the black speckle, is featured on other shoes as well. So if you're bringing it to other shoes, you would have to, if it's used more than once, you would need to have a term for it. They're not just doing it randomly, and it's got to be something. So I'm saying it's cement print. It might not look like your typical, you walk outside and you look at cement. Right. But yeah, it's like a light gray with a black speckle. Where do you stand on this, JBo? You can have the final say.
I feel like if they named it something,
they didn't officially name it. That's the thing. They didn't officially name it. It's like that's why there's the
like in a swatch book, there'd be like cement gray, and there'd be alpine white and whatever. There's a million different grays.
Yeah.
Maybe you're just calling it that. Sure. It's a tough call. I think that cement print could exist, and if that's what it's most noted as is coming from this shoe, then that could be it. Either way,
yeah,
I don't care.
So we don't have an answer.
No, the struggle
still
continues.
a debate.
We had JBo out for that one specific reason.
Yeah, well, I'm on here now.
All right. Well, the jury's still out. Uncle Scott, we'll call it 1-1. We're still tied. And the next up, from a very familiar face, somebody actually that JBo was familiar with, Falsey 30. Out of Red Deer, Alberta. Yes, a real place to all the American listeners. He says, hey fellas, listen to the pod today on our drive out to the mountains for a golf trip. All of that sentence sounds beautiful.
Wow.
To answer Lawrence's questions, yes, there are. We're talking about the golf cleats that he purchased and was talking about it to us in our DM. Yes, these are the ones that screw into the soles. I was kind of concerned about screwing a literal cleat into the bottom of a regular shoe. He says they're only 7mm screws, so not long enough to actually puncture an air unit or fully penetrate the sole itself.
True.
He says he used them for a full 18 holes today, and they held up super well, 0 complaints. Maybe he's being paid by these people, whatever. He says you can actually screw them out too, but they do leave behind small holes in the soles. Anyways, a really solid alternative to an expensive golf shoe, in my opinion. Yeah, I think they cost like $40 or something like that. So not awful. Yeah. My main concern was that it may puncture an air bubble. It may let in water if the course is wet because there's literally a hole in the bottom of the shoe. Maybe I'll give them a try for $40 or $50 or whatever. Like he said, golf shoes are like $200, so might not be a bad option. Jordan, you golf?
I disc golf.
I love disc golf, actually.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Cool.
Went this morning.
Really?
Like almost every morning before work.
Oh, that's sick, bro.
Is there a lot of disc golf? Or for anyone who can't tell what we're saying, frisbee, disc golf?
Yeah, frisbee golf, yeah.
Disc golf places out in Calgary?
Yeah, there's quite a bit, man. And right near where I the area that I work out of, there's a course right there just opposite the river. So it's really nice, beautiful course. There's a few in town, but that one is called Baker Park. We hit it like every morning usually. And then it's a good way to start the day with a walk. Usually take the dog and then head to work.
It's just it's so relaxing. You walk through like the forest or nice fields.
And it's not as hard as golf. Like golf's impossible. I don't know why people do it. It's just disappointing. Throwing a frisbees is not that bad. You know?
And if you miss, you can still find it. Like it's not going 200 yards to the left or whatever. It's still reachable.
You lose them sometimes. You lose them in the trees. The trees like to snag them.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
But you don't need cleats for it.
I was gonna say, what's the
waterproof shoes, because every morning my feet are soaked and I'm like just rotating my shoes, not for style, but just because the last ones are wet.
Not for style.
This is how it's. See, this is it. This is the entry. This is the gateway drug right here. It's I need disc golf shoes.
I need some good waterproof sneaks.
Waterproof. We'll send you links in your DM afterwards with a bunch of Nike and Shields. All the stuff. Yeah, all the Shield waterproof. Sportswear stuff. We got you. You're going to be swagged out for disc golf. They're not going to see it coming. All right. So next up, the main reason that we're all here, the main reason that Jordan's here, really, we're going to talk to Jordan a little bit about what he does. We've talked enough about what we do this episode. We do sneakers. He does art, and one of them is a lot more impressive than the other. So as we start with every guest, we're going to do 21 questions. We're going to modify it a little bit because, as mentioned, in the nicest way, Jordan is not a sneakerhead per se.
Not yet.
So asking him what his grail is, or if he would like 3 other shoes from it, he would have no answer, and it would not be interesting for anybody. So we're going to switch it up a little bit. And it's literally probably the most fun 21 questions we're ever going to have. Jordan, it's your own little personal fire round. So just spit out the first answer you can think of.
As fast as I can.
As fast as you can. There are no right answers, but there are also no wrong answers. Are you ready?
Perfect. I'm ready.
Awesome. Question number 1, red or blue?
Red.
Question number 2, pen or pencil?
Pencil.
Question number 3, crayon or pencil crayon?
Pencil crayon.
Number 4, pineapple on pizza?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why not?
Question number, this is the most indifferent individual we've ever had on the podcast. Sure.
Yeah, sure. I don't care.
Cement print, whatever. Who cares? Question number 5. What is 35 times 36?
What was the question?
What is 35 times 36?
I have no idea.
1,260.
Oh,
you were close. Question number 6. What time is it right now in Paris?
Oh, man. 4:20.
Ooh.
4:20.
If only. It is 6 hours ahead of us. So it's 12:40 a.m. right now.
Okay.
If you had to move somewhere else in Canada, where would it be?
Ooh, Nelson, BC, maybe.
Ooh, interesting. I feel like people out west don't give a fuck about Toronto.
No,
we think we're so cool, but no one wants to come here.
I would escape the city. I'd go somewhere like on a lake or something.
Yeah,
nice.
Not that lake you guys were talking about.
No, not Lake Ontario. No.
Like a nice lake you go swimming in.
The water's actually blue, like water should be. Yeah.
Totally.
Question number 8. What is 36 times 35?
Oh, shit.
What was it again? 1260?
Yes. Yeah, you're a math whiz over there. Damn. Question number 9. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh.
This is the most opinionated he's been the entire episode. This is the most he's thought.
Sure.
There it is. Never mind.
Sure.
You found it. Making a sandwich.
It's got bread and meat.
Yeah, it's a sandwich.
Question number 10. What are you watching on Netflix right now?
Oh, man, it's not on Netflix. It's on Crave, but
That's
does that
all
still count?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You guys aren't sponsored or anything, right?
No. We're good.
You can see the room we're recording in right now. Do we look sponsored by anyone?
No. Yeah, I see what you're saying. You got some cool colored microphone covers.
That's it, yeah.
That might be giving
AliExpress.
The dark side of the ring, like old wrestling.
Oh, cool.
They tell the old stories
Okay,
of what
yeah,
happened.
yeah,
Bret the Hart, Jake
that.
the Snake, and they go through that.
Ooh, I need to watch
very
that.
cool. Yeah, really, it's really good.
Yeah, Macho Man and all that, right?
Crave TV.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Macho Man. My girlfriend's doing Macho Man impressions all the time. Sort of cute, sort of.
I was gonna say
you know?
that sounds like really attractive. You must love it. Yeah.
Man. Oh yeah. No.
Let's go for a walk.
Yeah. Come to bed. No, too much. You're too good at the impressions.
Time and place. Question number 11. In which province is Moosonee located?
Saskatchewan.
Ontario, actually. Moosonee, Ontario. Question number 12. What shoes did you wear today?
Oh man, they're like old Etnies high tops. They're actually like really cool. I had them, I didn't wear them forever. Now they've become work shoes. I apologize for that. But they're actually a pretty cool shoe. Like really high top. Look like those old school ones you'd let the tongue flop out of.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. Oh, yes. You're talking to the right guy for that. Trust me. Love me some Etnies. Question number 13. Can you drive stick?
No. It's not that I can't. It's that I have it. I just drive automatics.
So you could. If push came to shove, you could do it.
I'm a coordinated guy. I just don't see the need to.
I can drive stick. I may not drive stick.
I mean, I can't because I have it, you know?
Question number 14. How many pairs of shoes do you own?
Oh, probably like 8. I got some.
That's respectable. That's a respectable number. Question number 15. Let's go even quicker now. Who painted the infamous Starry Night?
Oh, Van Gogh.
That's correct. Oh. Van Gogh. Question number 16. Casper is a friendly what?
Ghost.
That's right. Ghost. Question number 17. A kid is the name for a human baby, but also a baby what?
Whoa, sorry, you chopped out there for a second.
No worries. Question number 17. A kid is the name of a human baby, but also a baby what?
Man, I sort of missed it the beginning part again.
What is a kid? A baby what? A baby what?
A baby human.
Baby goat. Also.
Oh. Okay.
Goat. Baby goat. What color
I'm
is...
I'm going to blame the internet for that.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Question number 18. What color is your medal if you come first place in the Olympics?
Gold.
Question number 19. What do you do at a red light?
Speed up.
Stop.
Yeah. You go.
Close your eyes.
Close your eyes. No cop, no stop. That's what they say. Question number 20. Who is your favorite artist right now?
Like currently alive and going?
Whatever you want.
My favorite artist, I would say, is Salvador Dali.
That's a great answer.
Nice.
Look him up if you don't know who that is. Great answer.
The melting clock guy, but I really like a lot of the other stuff. You know.
Thank you for dumbing it down for us. The melty clock guy.
Yeah, not for the listeners. They probably know.
They know.
We needed that.
We know they know, but just in case.
Yeah, sure.
Question number 21. Who is your favorite YouTuber right now?
Ooh, well, I'm going to go with my DeJesus custom footwear.
Oh.
We just recently did a collab, and he's super cool, nice guy. So give him a shout out there.
I think I've seen his work. Is he like DeJesus Customs or something on Instagram or something like that? Yeah.
That's right,
Cool,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, he does lots of tutorials and stuff. And even me, when I got to work with like a different material I'm not familiar with, I check his videos because he's super knowledgeable, awesome dude.
Nice. There's actually, now that I'm thinking about it, tons of customizers from Calgary. We got Falsey30, but there's also Jay the Ripper. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
No, I'm not. I don't know
Crazy. He does like reconstructions and stuff. Good friend of the show.
Oh,
insane. Okay. Yeah. So definitely, and he's from Calgary or at least Alberta somewhere, I think.
Yeah. Falsey's in Red Deer, but and I'm in Calgary, so
Alberta is killing the custom game right now.
Yeah,
interesting.
All right. So now we're gonna get to the interview. This can be sneaker questions, but also not sneaker questions. We just want to get to know you a bit because you've done some insane work.
Cool.
But what got you into art in the first place, JBo?
Well, I was drawn when I was little because my older brother is an artist, so I was sort of following in his shadow his footsteps as you do. So he's probably the main inspiration there. And just drawing when I was a child. I got out of it for a bit in high school, like skateboarding. I play drums. I still do. I'm a musician as well. So I didn't do any kind of art at all. And then I got into automotive painting as just like a job. And that led me to the airbrush. And that's sort of specifically how I went to the airbrush direction.
Nice. Yeah. That was actually going to be my next question. So when around did the airbrushing get added to the equation here? Because that's kind of what you specialize in now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is airbrushing. So when did that kind of get added, and how long has it been that you've been doing airbrushing like this?
Yeah, I was probably like 23 or 24 or whatever working at that job.
It's like last year?
And that would be about a dozen years ago. So I did it as like a hobbyist, and then I actually got a job which was pretty cool, painting like large props and stuff. They make them out of styrofoam, so like, a motorcycle that's smashing out the side of a car, dinosaurs for museums and things like that. And I was in the paint shop part of it. So I like got my reps in there. I got like pretty good at handling the airbrush there. And then I was only there for about a year. And I ended up actually getting laid off because, times were tough. And I had enough side jobs just doing, helmets and things like that for people that I started doing JBo Airbrush full time.
So that was going to be my next thing. Is that kind of your full-time thing now? Like you're strictly like you're doing art full-time?
Yeah, absolutely. For like 10 years now.
That's insane. Wow. That's amazing. That's living the dream really of any artist, right? Yeah. That's awesome.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it has ups and downs. I'm not like...
Oh, absolutely.
But I get by, and I think quality of life is what's important.
Absolutely.
And I'm doing well there, so...
You wake up every day, you go play around in disc golf and go paint some stuff. I mean, you can't really complain. And you're in Alberta, beautiful Alberta. Like, what are you going to complain about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, winter. I'll complain about the winter.
Yeah, okay. There's that. Yeah,
that's true. That's that right now. So right now it's good.
For the next month and a half, there's nothing to complain about.
Yeah, and then for 8 months.
Yeah. And right now you complain about the heat, so there's just no winning.
Yeah. I like to complain.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we do as humans, right? What are some of the favorite pieces just overall that you've made in your time doing all this art and this painting and stuff?
Yeah, so I did one that's like a little bit heavier, but I painted a motorcycle for a lady who like lost her daughter to a car accident, and it was a whole memorial piece. Wow. So there's like a picture of her as like an angel on the front fairing, and then there's sort of like memories in sepia tones down the sides, and it's all really like everything in it is sort of like has something to do with like her favorite flower, different emotions and for colors and things. So it was very like pretty heavy piece. I did a goalie mask that's like a cool biomechanical skull, which sounds done to death, but the like kind of level that I did it to with detail is probably one of my more proud pieces. And then what will be the topic of our conversation tonight?
2 minutes,
is my newest fave.
Yeah, I'm sure it's definitely hard when you do it so much to pick a favorite, but those are a full motorcycle. How long does a full motorcycle take you to airbrush?
Well, it was a pretty elaborate one, and it took me probably I think like 3 months.
Oh wow! Of like
and it's
steady...
a big one, like a highway bike. So yeah, fairing, tank and fenders. It didn't have saddlebags actually, but still like a lot of parts and big
West Coast chopper style, big old thing. Damn. Okay, so when did the sneakers first get introduced? Then, so you mentioned you've done everything under the sun. I saw you painted butts. I've seen you do helmets.
I do body painting as well. Sure.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, for anyone who didn't get it, body painting.
I was just like run up to people on the street,
paint their butts. Well, that's how you got us. You came over. You want me to paint your butt? And we're like, only if you go on the podcast.
Exactly.
When did sneakers get added to the equation here?
Well, that would be a number of years ago, and it was just because I am sort of an all-around airbrusher. What happened actually was Nordstrom wanted I think they just probably Googled a local airbrusher because they wanted someone in to paint shoes and boots and stuff like Uggs and things like that when people would just like buy them, and then they wanted you to do something quick in the store for like 15 minutes. And I don't do anything in 15 minutes, so I was like, I said no to it. But it did sort of like put the idea in my head, and not like I hadn't seen it before, but I thought, I should try. So I just took a pair of shoes I already had that were green, so I painted like the Hulk and whatever the bad guy that turns himself into a Hulk-like character is for the other shoe, just to see. I didn't use the right paint, so I didn't know they didn't last. But that was the first that I ever sort of toyed with it.
How does before I'm gonna tease it and play it out as long as we can before we get to the actual meat of this.
I was getting that vibe. I did it too. Yeah.
How does the airbrush kind of hold up? I know you might not have the opinion on, because a lot of the other customizers and sneaker people, they use the Angelus and they'll brush it on, like literally with a paintbrush, it seems. How does the airbrush hold up in comparison to that, if you have any knowledge on that?
Sure. Well, I think the difference is when you paint it with a brush, a lot of times they're like priming it, and basically what you're doing is painting on the shoe. Where when I use the airbrush, first I guess I'll say this is on canvas. Like if I paint on canvas, I feel like with the airbrush, I'm more like dyeing the shoe. I'm actually like staining the color of it. So it's more like guys that paint t-shirts. I think in that regard, like longevity is pretty good. I think they'll fade, but they won't like crack.
Crack,
But I think that's more so because it's canvas.
Yeah.
So if you go to like a leather or something like that, it's really just, I think the airbrush puts on a nice thin layer, and I think that's going to be important for avoiding cracks and in the bendy areas of the shoe. So I think, I mean, for me, I'm just such an airbrusher. I'd go with that being my the better. But yeah, I think it depends on the material you're working with,
Very unbiased opinion there. I like it. Yeah, airbrushing is way better. How do you like customizing sneakers in comparison to the other mediums that you practice on? Like, it seems like you do a lot of the hard stuff, like you said, motorcycles, helmets, that kind of thing. How does sneakers kind of compare to that? How do you like it?
Well, they do present their own challenge, but in a lot of ways I like them. The size of it I like. Sometimes I'm on a shoot or design a paint job for way too long, like you're painting like a side of a car or something like that. It's just a massive job that I'll lose my motivation for it before the job's done. Where like shoes are nice if I'm not making an elaborate video for them or something. I'm done them in a week or 2 or something at most. That might not be true as they get more and more crazy. But most people probably like design and paint a shoe in like a couple days, right? But,
interesting.
But even goalie masks, I could spend over a month on them if I'm making them really crazy. So something that's what I like about them. And also there's like less prep work and clearer finish work. So when I do the goalie masks, I like clear them, I sand them, I clear them again, I sand them and polish them. It's like a couple days. Just to do the finishing process. Where shoes, you can put a protective sealant on it, but it's just as quick as spraying it,
Yeah, true.
Interesting. For some reason, I thought that the answer was gonna go the other way. Like, I felt like sneakers would be harder just because of the weird shape and like the inconsistent shape of different sneakers, as opposed to a tank or the side of a car, like you mentioned. Like, at least it's a flatter, like a more consistent surface. Like.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's kind of cool though with shoes in that way that they're already pre-designed and already look cool. So if you're having to do something like paint a face just over top of a Nike logo, it's kind of stupid that the logo's there. But you can also utilize it and work with the shapes and make that happen for your colors. And I don't know, it gives you some direction and something to work with design-wise.
Interesting. All right. We'll finally get to it now. We've been teasing it for about an hour. So recently you mentioned you just did your favorite job thus far. Recency bias may come into play a little bit, but it is an insane job. Tell us about your most recent work. Give us the rundown. Tell us what you just did, because it's amazing, it's incredible, and everyone needs to know about it.
Sure. I just painted a pair of their Nike Blazer mids for Chris Brown.
Breezy.
And the design is Sub-Zero versus Scorpion.
Jeez.
Insane. Insane. I don't know where to start with this. And you actually, something I didn't even think of where to start with it, but you mentioned the base of the shoe itself. You had to do a Nike ID?
Yeah.
So you had to go and design it.
Also, shout out to Falsey for that too, because I am not a sneakerhead. A lot of times I have like a couple of guys that I will like go to like what shoes, because I'm used to working on canvas for shoes, so I wanted them to be just familiar to me, because I just don't want to jump into something on my first shoe to be like a big deal like this, right? So I just talked to him and he sent me some links to that, and the only way to get that shoe that we know of was to go on and design it, and you can pick everything to be white canvas, for your customs. And that's how I built it.
And Jordan was like, honestly, Chris Brown's paying, so cost is not an option here. So it doesn't really having to get a custom shoe to customize is not the biggest deal in the world. That's not a bad thing to have to do.
Yeah, I mean, upfront bought those shoes, so that is the most money that I've paid for.
There
shoes.
You go.
To be fully honest, yeah.
Shoes for Chris Brown. That's a good story. That's a really good story. So how did this kind of come about? Like, did he reach out to you? Did his people reach out to you? Can we have his number? Like, what's the situation?
Well, I won't betray that, but he just literally slid into my DMs on Instagram.
Wow.
So the shoes I painted before this, like the last pair of shoes, were like dragons on.
Yeah, those are crazy.
Nike on Nike Force.
Levi's
and
Force.
Yeah. You guys know better. Every time I'd have to hashtag it, I'm like, what are those shoes called again?
Hashtag sneakerhead, hashtag Jordan.
Yeah, totally. So he saw those, I think, and I think just slid into my DMs and was like, those shoes are awesome. And I was like, oh man, maybe he's hitting me up for like some work here, so I better play it cool on the DMs.
Hey, bro.
Yeah. Oh, actually, on that, it's kind of funny because I had his full interest at first, and that's when he was on tour, and he's like, "I'll call you after my show tonight." And I'm like, "Oh shit!" But he never did. He left me hanging.
Damn.
I waited up till like 3 a.m. What's up? And then we had back and forth, and then it kind of died off, and I was just like, "Well, what's your shoe size? I'll just paint him, and then you're gonna want him." And I kind of even said to him, I was like, you're like, because I would message him every once in a while, and I was like, you're like a hot girl on Tinder that like kind of got away. Every once in a while, I'm going to send you a message just to see if maybe there's still a chance,
I like that you said you had to play it cool, and then you did the exact opposite of playing it cool.
And then I groveled. Yeah.
Damn. I mean, I would probably play it the same way. Like, once he accepts your DM request once, you're in there forever.
Yeah,
like, you can't, you're always in his DMs at that point, so why not? Go for it.
Sure, and then I knew it was kind of going to be a big deal, so I thought, well, I'll go all out. I've been messing around with like stop motion a little bit as like my new sort of art that's interesting me. And so I did a pair of shoes, or just a sample where I painted shoes, and I made it, I touch it with a brush, and magically the paint just comes across, slam it down, all the tape flies off of it, but all just done with stop motion. And I knew that was just a practice for something bigger. I didn't know what or when, and I thought, okay, well, this is going to be the time. And the fact that he wants Mortal Kombat shoes will be even cooler, because I can make it look like the shoes themselves are fighting each other while I'm painting them. So it all just sort of happened organically. It starts with Breezy, because he just messaged me, and then because he wanted Mortal Kombat, that was like a cool way to do the stop motion. And then I just put way too much time and effort into it.
I mean, the bigger step in this is that you got on the True to Size podcast because of the work that you put in. So
it's all paying off.
Chris Brown was a stepping stone here, which is amazing for you.
Got me to where I am today on this podcast.
You mentioned that he wanted Mortal Kombat. Did he kind of just say like, yo, JBo, I want Mortal Kombat, figure it out? Or was he like creatively involved? He seems like
He's pretty artistic,
quite an artistic kind of creative guy. Like, was he involved heavily, or did he kind of just give you the reins?
Yeah, not involved at all.
Oh,
he just said he wanted Sub-Zero versus Scorpion, and barely lightly responded to any messages I had. So I was like, I'm just gonna make this shoe then. And same a deal where I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna do it, and then he's gonna want him. And if he doesn't, well, I'm making this cool video and all this stuff. So I guess I played a slight gamble there, but I was pretty confident these shoes were going to be badass.
Damn.
And he's not going to say no to them,
That's one of the boldest things I've ever heard. Like, you were literally like, I'm just going to make a fucking shoe that's so good that he's going to buy it. Like, no questions. Like,
that's like his Tinder thing, where it's
literally
like, you're going to meet me once and we're going to sleep.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Don't do the macho. Don't do that. I've had enough.
Well, we have not. So what was it kind of like, as you mentioned, it seems like there was pressure, but also no pressure. Like all the pressure was put on yourself by yourself. Yeah. Like, did you feel a little bit extra nervous or like full of pressure because you were such a high profile client, or were you kind of just like, whatever happens, happens?
Yeah, more that, because I was keeping it on the hush. I don't want to say anything in case it doesn't go through. So I didn't even mention any of that. And what's been sort of good about it with all this craziness and COVID stuff is I kind of worked on it for so long, not knowing if I'm going to get paid for it or not. So my timing in a way is good because I've just been collecting the government payments to serve.
Nice.
So I've been looking at it like I'm getting a government grant for this art project.
Nice.
That I'm
True.
yeah. Basically. Yeah. So hopefully no one, from Canada's listening.
You're good.
Well, not really. I was working and I wasn't making any money.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
It's pretty legit. But it allowed me to sort of like spend the time I needed to on it.
That's awesome.
Not fearing like I got to pay rent at the end of the month.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, Justin Trudeau is only an occasional listener to this podcast, so I think you're fine. But in any case, Justin, he's cool with us, so don't worry about it.
If that's the case, then he's already our bro.
Exactly. So he's like, all right, turning the other way. Don't worry.
No, but legit, I think that did kind of allow me to like go so crazy on it.
Hell yeah.
No, exactly.
I got to put the time. I just have to get them done, but I didn't have to just get them done. And a big part of it, and why I think I'm so proud of this, is the stop motion part of it, because that's new for me. Painting the shoes. The shoes are definitely cool. I think they surpassed the Dragon ones, but I'm not fully sure. They're both up there for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Mortal Kombat video. That's what I'm most proud of.
Man, like we're gonna post it tomorrow when this episode drops. If you're listening to this, go check it out on Instagram, because like, honestly, one of the coolest fucking things I've ever seen. Like the video is, like you mentioned, the shoe is insane. Like I was looking at your Instagram feed just in general on the shoe, and I was like, wait, airbrush? Like the stuff that people do at Canada's Wonderland, and they write like JBo and like really cool writing. Like you can do airbrush like this, and I was like blown the fuck away.
Sweet, thank you.
No, it was amazing. And then I watched the video, and I was like, what in the world did I just like? It's incredible. He threw like the whoopsie in there. Like it was like amazing. And then even like you kind of, with your face popping in. And then you even threw in like the lizard thing at the end with the other sneaker, which was like incredible. But yeah, so how long did the shoe take, and how long does like the stop motion kind of situation take? And then how long together, even though we could just do the simple math, like we're just going to ask you to tell us anyways, like separately and then together, how long was this whole process?
Well, what happens is the one affects the other. So because I'm doing the stop motion, I'm not just painting at what regular pace I would be. Right? So I have to like now paint a tiny, like a sliver, and then hold my hand up holding the airbrush, take the picture, and then paint the next sliver, hold my hand up, take the picture, and so on. So what would probably
stressing me out thinking about that.
And then patience, and I seem to have a lot of patience. I pick these things. So airbrushing alone can be like slow and tedious, and now I'm picking stop motion for some reason. And the two of them combined, man, it's not good. So it just, I think that overall that pair of shoes would have probably taken me, if I can include like my pre-design work and cutting my vinyls and everything, I think it would be a couple weeks worth of work. The stop motion alone, when I'm doing it, I thought it would make it take maybe twice as long, maybe 3 times, but it probably was more like 5 or 10 or something crazy.
Holy shit.
So yeah, like something that would normally take me like 4 hours to paint of a character or something probably took me like a few days.
Wow.
That I adjusted some of that later, because some of it I do sort of after the fact with sort of Photoshop and make it look like I'm painting it, even though I'm just like erasing away the image, or whatever, to make it look, because some of it's organic and some of it's in post. But man, the whole thing I have slated that I think I took over 1,000 hours on.
Crazy, bro.
And I guess what to talk about there is what was most time consuming that I didn't expect was everything after the fact. Like I have the video done and I took the stop motion. That took forever. But there's rigging. There's like wires coming in holding the shoe into the air. Now I have to like delete the rigging from the background.
Every
and I don't have
frame.
proper every frame by frame. That's how I did it. So I had to go in, and then when I erase the rigging, there's like I erase the shadow of the shoe, and so it doesn't look natural. So I'm digitally painting in fake shadows of the shoe, and all that was so much. Like I feel like I'm back in the shop now and I'm painting again. I feel like, man, I haven't painted in forever because I've just been editing videos, you know. So I'm glad to be done. Glad to be back painting. And I thought I'd be rusty, but today went pretty good. I feel
Man, I'm glad you're done because I'm just listening to you talk about it and it's stressing me the hell out. As I mentioned, we are going to post the video on our Instagram tomorrow for sure. But just for anybody else, what is your YouTube channel, just so they can go and check out? Because you've done a handful of stop motions now, and they're all incredible. What's your YouTube channel so the listeners can go check you out?
Sure, I'm JBo Airbrush, which is JBO space Airbrush, and then on everything I'm JBo Airbrush. You can find me anywhere.
JBo Airbrush. So a couple more just to end it off here. Did he tell you what they were for, or he just wanted, because he's a rich guy, he just wanted cool shoes?
I think that's it. Yeah,
that's.
I don't think they're for anything. I hope so, because it would be sick if they show up in like a music video.
Absolutely,
or something like that. But no, I think he's a huge sneakerhead.
Yeah, massive.
Like a basement full of shoes. It's just probably got like 10,000 plus pairs of shoes. So I think he just thought they were cool and he wanted them. I think he even originally wanted those dragon shoes, but they were for someone and sold and gone, right? So I said, I can do whatever you want, and then he said Mortal Kombat. So that's why we did it.
Rich people doing rich things, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can choose one other celebrity to do a custom, or for anything really, sneakers or otherwise. Who is it, and what would it be?
Wow, man, I've not thought of that.
JLo's butt.
Whose butt would you paint?
Wow, you know what? You're probably right on this. So maybe not JLo, but this would be. I've got like that was a pretty big deal for the shoes. Like that's obviously maybe as big as it gets for in the sneaker world.
Yeah, you're close to it. Yeah,
tell me.
You're very close to it.
But yeah, I suppose besides like like one of the athletes or something like that, and paint like an awesome shoe that's going to be seen on TV at all the games. That would probably be wise. But it would be good. I got a really big, I'm not going to say who, but I got a really big NHL guy I'm about to paint a mask for. We'll wait for that.
A goalie mask.
Totally. So I'll be rocking in the NHL pretty soon with a very elaborate paint job too. So that's coming.
Ooh.
But I think body paint would be the next one where I need a big celeb to paint on. So I don't care who or what.
Oh.
Maybe I'm too nonchalant about these things. Right? I don't know enough. I'm not in these worlds enough, you guys.
We got you, man.
I'm just doing art. I'm just doing art and drumming, and that's all I know.
That's it, man.
Hey, that's what's up, though, bro.
That's a couple good things to know, though. Edmonton.
I'd paint it.
Sure, why not?
I'm calling you out right now.
JLo, you're listening. Let him paint your butt.
So you want in on it?
As a team, we're all gonna paint JLo's butt. Yeah,
totally.
So, I mean, we're going to try and decipher what he just said. Edmonton is a hub city for the NHL. He just said he's in Calgary. He's like a 3-hour drive away. He said that it's a goalie mask for the NHL. Like, I think we're going to figure it out soon. I feel like we're going to see it very soon. But that's dope. I like where you're going with this, JBo. I like it.
But I don't really like to mention it till it happens. Also, because what if it doesn't happen?
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Knock on wood.
It's going to be happening.
Yeah.
It's going to be happening.
All right.
Actually, before me, I don't know if you're about to end it.
No, go ahead.
I was thinking about something today that there's a possibility that maybe we've run into each other before. I'll just say I was in Toronto at SneakerCon like 3 years ago or so.
Yeah, probably.
I was painting. I assume you guys might have been there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was painting for a thing called Ace of Customs. They would like set up, and it was like a painting competition there. And so I came and I painted a pair of I don't remember what the shoes are because I'm not good with it. But They're like, I painted them like Assassin's Creed because it was like you have different video games, and I got Assassin's Creed was my sort of like random selection.
Nice.
So,
that's cool, man.
not ringing a bell for you, I guess. I thought maybe
not
you guys would be
specifically.
like, I was there, and I remember.
You know, the thing is, like, it's kind of a common thing, like at events, and like it's like the customized battles. Like, it seems to happen quite a bit.
Yeah,
like it's like everyone's obsessed with fights and battles. Everyone has to be against each other.
Sure.
But yeah,
I feel like in the community it's cool though. Like it wasn't like that with the other dudes that were there. We're all like cool with each other.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, it's definitely not like competitive. Like
I crushed them, but it was all in fun.
Unless they're listening, then it was a battle well fought.
Yeah, absolutely. It was close. It was just barely.
All right. So last off, one piece of advice. We've got a full-time, like, makes a living off of doing art full-time, living his dream, disc golf in the morning, airbrushing and in the afternoon. Yeah. One piece of advice you could give to anyone trying to make it in the art world.
Be active on social media. You got to be killing it. I think the fact that like I do this video will make the shoes the bigger deal. If I just paint them, I mean, the fact that they're for Chris Brown, of course, but all that probably wouldn't happen if I wasn't already doing kind of elaborate videos and posting all my stuff. You can do the artwork and you can just put it out there as boringly as you can, but it's like making the content cool. Like not only just doing the cool paint job, but creating cool content all around it. I think that's the difference. If you're killing that these days, then you'll be killing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And one more time, since we're speaking about content, just list off your where they can find you once again, just so they don't forget.
Sure. So I'm even on TikTok now.
Hey, let's go.
That's new.
He's out there doing the renegade.
I'm just dancing in a bikini though. If you want to check out my artwork,
follow, bro. Don't worry.
You check out my artwork on Instagram. And I mean, I'm on Twitter. I don't use it, but I'm on everything as like at JBo Airbrush, generally one word. On Facebook and YouTube, it's JBo space Airbrush. But just look JBo Airbrush, and I'm there.
He's the most infamous airbrusher in Canada, so maybe even the world, maybe even the galaxy. So if you just type in airbrush, you'll find him. JBo, Jordan, we appreciate you being here. This was amazing. This was so fun. Really informative for us. So thank you to you, and thank you to everyone who has supported and or been a part of the podcast. Wherever you're taking in the episode, please leave a comment, review, follow, and or subscribe. We've got a Facebook group used as a forum to tell stuff and connect with you guys called CGS Talk. You can find it on facebook.com/groups/CGS.talk. We've also got a website we use for reviews, recaps, stories, and much, 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 much more called CanadaGotSold.ca. If you have any questions or suggestions for any of our segments, like the Soul Poll, Sneakerheading for Dummies, or the Fire Round, shoot us a DM or email us at CanadaGotSoul@gmail.com. And of course, do not forget to use hashtag CanadaGotSoul on Instagram for a feature. I have been Lawrence Hopkins. You can find me at LDoggyStyles on Instagram. Woof.
I'm Joel Hernandez. You can find me at Joe Dooney, JO_D3OsNEY.
My name's Alvin Quincy, and you can find me at MISTERQ and then March.
Jordan, one more time, where can they find you?
At JBo Airbrush.
Beautiful. And thank you for listening to us talk about sneakers for 130 episodes. And please remember to rock your kicks. This has been True to Size. We have been CGS and JBo, and we are out. Peace.
Bro,
that was really fun.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, good times, man.
That was super fun, Jordan. That was so good.
Yeah, I think it went well. Got some laughs in there.
Absolutely.